This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
At 6, the latest information about a shooting involving police that left one woman dead in South St. Louis City. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson, and All Red is off tonight. This happened after police believe the woman went to a Bell Fountain neighbor's White Castle and shot one of the cooks. Justina Coronel joins us with the latest.
Well, Kelly, within the last few hours, police say they were in the process of notifying next of kin and couldn't release her name yet. But what they could share is that the woman is 26 years old. Now, police believe she's connected to a shooting earlier this morning in Bell Fountain neighbors. This is after someone in a mask walked into a White Castle, shot a female cook, and then left the scene. Now, license plate readers picked the car up in South St. Louis City about an hour later. Eventually, police found the car parked on West Iowa and Gasconade in South City. We're told an armed woman walked away from the car and wasn't complying with officers' verbal commands. Police say 2 officers shot at her and she raised her weapon and shot at herself. Now, it's still unclear if the woman died from the officer's shots or from her own self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Additional officers were in the area and arrived immediately, rendered first aid to the female in an attempt to save her life. Upon EMS's arrival, it was learned that she died at the scene here today.
We're told the White Castle employee is still in the hospital with critical injuries. We still don't know the relationship between the 2 women and how many shots were fired by police. The investigation is still ongoing.
Tonight, whistleblowers are coming forward to describe a culture of fear and retaliation inside St. Charles Community College. An attorney for former education chair Dr. Nicole Farron says that is why the college charged her with a crime, to retaliate against her for speaking out against discrimination and harassment. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is digging into the court documents.
Campus police at St. Charles Community College asked local prosecutors to charge Dr. Nicole Farron with misdemeanor tampering back on August 6th. But the conduct in question here, asking an IT staffer to help her restore and move some files, happened back in mid-April. In between, in June, Farron and 6 other women had filed a lawsuit alleging the college was behaving in systemic and pervasive retaliation.
This criminal case was retaliation for filing that lawsuit. It's clear as day.
Defense attorney Justin Gelfand says his client, now on leave from her new post at Harris Stowe State University, was targeted by her former employer.
This is a woman, Dr. Farron, who had the courage with a number of other women to file a whistleblower complaint against St. Charles Community College for gender and race discrimination.
6 women filed complaints with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, 7 filing suit alleging President Barbara Cavalier's administration systematically retaliated against women who raised concerns about harassment, discrimination, or accreditation. Some of them were demoted, saw their pay reduced, or left altogether.
There's a lot of witnesses to it all. We believe that there are at least 34 women that have been directly affected by this.
One woman still on staff described an unprecedented trend where, after reporting concerns, women, especially older women, are demoted, moved to smaller offices, and oftentimes pushed out of the college.
They were people in power and who had a following, and there seems to be this desire to squash them.
In charging documents, campus police acknowledge an IT staffer helped Farron move files to an external hard drive while she continued teaching over the summer, and that she voluntarily handed those files back over to the college before charges were ever filed.
I was a federal prosecutor for 4.5 years. I have never heard of a computer criminal case where the allegation is that somebody called IT first. It doesn't make any sense. She had no reason to take these files. She had nothing to gain from having these files. She was retaliated against by the university that she stood up against. She did not commit a crime. She will be cleared of this crime. I am 100% confident of that.
Administrators and attorneys for St. Charles Community College have not responded to multiple calls and emails seeking an interview or a response. At least 2 of the underlying claims involve charges of racial discrimination, one in the form of an investigation into the only black dean on campus at the time, the other in the form of a black student whose Title IX complaints went ignored.
Thanks, Mark. A sandwich nearly killed a Jefferson County woman in July, and now she is looking for answers. Tracy Henson is in the studio tonight with the action her husband took to save her life.
Kelly, his action was simple too. He called EMTs and got medical help right away. A few hours after waking up from a nap on the 4th of July, Sue Lauber Fleming was sitting in an emergency department with her husband Patrick by her side. It took days for blood work to come back, proving she had the food-borne illness Listeria. The Jefferson County Health Department called and Patrick narrowed down what she ate to find the culprit, boar's head Braunschweiger. Sue's infection was serious.
The strangest and most dramatic symptom was she started shaking like crazy. Her whole body was shaking.
Tracy, I thought my bones literally were going to fly out of my body. That's how violent the chills were.
Now, Sue was very lucky. The bacteria did not spread to her brain or her heart, which can cause irreversible damage. Her doctors said coming in for care right away saved her life.
Thanks, Tracy. Well, plenty of sunshine. A great day to enjoy a fair. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell. He is live at Peevely Days. Hey there, Scott.
Hey there. I can't hear squat right now because the band just started playing.
Perfect
I mean,
timing.
they're good. We're out at Peevely Days. So, you know, it's a really good thing. The weather is cooperating tonight. It's going to stay dry. Times are changing. So is the weather. And you're looking at what's going on here as we look at the radar and pictures from the cameras. All we've seen this afternoon has been plenty of sunshine. Nothing on the radar screen radar-wise. That is good news. The closest storms to us are the ones back in Kansas that'll slide into far southwest Missouri down into Arkansas. Now, I will tell you, even though it's going to be a little less humid this weekend, the mosquitoes are still out. And we've seen a few buzzing around here tonight. So you might want to grab your bug spray if you're heading out this evening. Certainly sunscreen for the weekend. Listen, it's warm now. Some of us are still above 90. We're not staying there for long. We're going back into the 80s. And eventually by midnight into the 70s. We'll see in a few minutes. You see the bull back here. Kelly, there's a bull back here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if we do better than we did last year
Okay.
in a few minutes.
Hopefully you can redeem yourself, huh? All right, Scott, we'll check in with you later. The race riot that led to the creation of the NAACP, the piece of Springfield history President Biden remembered today. And St. Louis Public Schools turn to former teachers and caregivers to get kids to class ahead of Monday's first day of school.